how do you assess the market right now? FY24 has been nothing short of a year of grand returns. Are gains likely to extend themselves? They may be lower, but are we in for a positive year? Are we in for another positive year?
I think it will be a tale of two halves for sure. First half is likely to be positive, and we clearly awaiting two big events, which is one is election and other is interest rate, and in two different geographies. India rate cut as well as election results most likely to be positive for the market, but in US that's where the joker in the pack lies. Interest rate cut might still go ahead as planned, but the election might throw up a surprise, and that can lead to some kind of volatility in the market. So I think that is what we are looking at. Currently, the positive momentum continues, but second half can see some volatility.
And why do you think second half will see volatility? Is it because of US elections?
Yes, US election is the key over here. And once all these events are also out of the, kind of markets have kind of factored that in, then we will probably be to looking at the earnings, and that can actually throw up some negative surprises also, because not everything is firing in full cylinder as one would expect.
Everything is not firing full cylinders. What exactly are you referring to?
So clearly the rural consumer is not yet, doing very well. The discretionary consumption at the bottom of the pyramid is not doing very well. Exports are not that strong. So those are the areas of concern from the larger macro point of view. However, that's where the opportunity also lies. Markets have recognized that these are the problem areas, and that's why these stocks have not been performing since last 2 years or so. So that's where the opportunity lies if there was to be a revival. But I think this entire rotation in the market, the current recovery is totally investment-led, and that too government CAPEX-led. So that changing from handing over the baton from the government-led CAPEX to private-led CAPEX will happen this year. Also, maybe some amount of at the market level change of guard will happen from investment-led theme to consumption-led theme towards the end of the year.
While we spoke about US elections and global interest rates, we've got a local election, which everybody is saying is almost like a no event right now. But after that, you have a budget. So do you think rather than elections, we should focus on budget, and that could be an element of volatility coming because of that?
No, I think just as much as election is a non-event, I think budget is pretty much a non-event as well. It's been pretty well laid out. What are the priority areas for this government? How is this government going to approach? They are trying to push the envelope on the investment side, but I think incrementally from this point on, their ability to push more investments is limited. So they need the private sector to kind of fill in the gap over there. So I don't think even budget can throw up any kind of a surprise which none of us has ever thought about.
So like a deep and a very shaky sell-off in mid and small cap stocks in the month of March. Do you think the froth in the mid and the small cap space is over? Markets have now adjusted?
So first of all, I would say the froth is a strong word, but if you had to say that word, it is more in the SME space than in a mid and small cap space. The degree of euphoria or bullishness varies from space to space. So SME has the maximum, kind of froth over there, which has kind of corrected itself due to the regulatory nudge, and I think it was more definitely required. But mid and small cap, you can say, are probably a standard deviation above its long-term average, which makes it on the expensive side, but I won't call it, so to say, a euphoria or a bubble. That's a too harsh a term in my opinion. On the other hand, the large cap space is definitely looking attractive. So I think we have the entire gamut, entire spectrum.
Well,